What's going on, collectors? Welcome into Ross Loves Cards. Today I'm going to be going over a couple of pickups I really enjoyed here recently. I mentioned in my last video, my No Buy July, that I failed on No Buy July, and I failed ever since I've made that video too. But been buying a few cards, and I mentioned I bought the most expensive card that I'd bought at this point in time. I won another eBay auction couple days after that video came out, and or maybe it was the day it came out, and I was texting Jayhawker Mike and telling him about an auction, eBay auction that I'd won. And he was telling me about a recent incident he had with eBay authentication, damaging a card of his. Now, he at that point in time didn't know I had a card at eBay authentication, but I did, and as soon as he said that, you know, fear kind of set in. Boy, I wonder what this is going to look like when this gets in. I wonder if my card's going to have damage. And anyways, it came in the mail, I think the next day after he told me that. And here's how it looked, except for the tape across. But here's how it looked. I finally figured out how to cut it open. And one thing I will say about eBay authentication, I love these boxes. Collect, trade, repeat. And I'll go ahead and I'll show you how the card looked, how I seen it roughly the first time that I seen it. The card is a 51 Bowman Roy Campanella. Now, they put it in that plastic sleeve that they do and put that seal that you're not supposed to break and everything. But, you know, I was watching Jeff, a fine card collector. I guess it was yesterday, he ripped his off, so I thought if it's okay for him, it's okay for me. So I took it out of that plastic sleeve and I put it in my own. I put it, one of this PSA fitted sleeve. I always put these cards in there, just kind of an extra layer of protection. People may not like it, but I do, and I guess it's my collection, so that's just how I like to package it. But I absolutely love this 51 Bowman Roy Campanella. I love catcher cards in general, but him standing up, throwing the mask off, looking up, it's just a great card. I love the colors on it, the background. Everything about it's just awesome. It's probably my favorite card from the golden era of baseball, or it's up there. It's my favorite. 51 Bowmans are my favorite set, and this is my favorite card in the 51 Bowmans. But yeah, this card for me checked all the boxes. A good looking colored card. Has good border all the way around. It's pretty well centered. I mean, you probably don't want to put a tape to it maybe under a microscope, but it's centered good for me. And it is a 3, but I think it's a good looking 3. I like the back as well. I like the 51 Bowman backs. I like the red and blue letters on that cream colored back, like I've said in the previous video, kind of makes me think patriotic with that. But to me, this card is just awfully hard to beat. This is in 51. 51 was the first year that he won MVP for the National League. He also did that in 53 and in 55. So, Roy Campanella. I think people sleep on this card a little bit, but I absolutely love it. But, like I said, there was a second card that I'd recently got. And I just watched a video, maybe it was yesterday, from Brent Richards about risky behavior. He called Mangini and he's telling him what he'd done. And he sent something through to be delivered through the USPS. Well, guess what? I had something to be delivered through USPS today. And I go outside and open my front door and it's sitting there. And this is what I see. Box with this crease on the bottom. They don't have Kick Me painted on this side of it, but that'd be the only thing that, you know, reason I'd think that should look like that. And I'm not running down the post office, but Second card that I've been extremely nervous. I got it and I took it to the bedroom and I started to open it, and I told my boy, I said, go in the other room, I'll be in there in a minute. Well, I didn't want him seeing me get upset if it was all mangled up. But don't worry, they put this piece of plastic around the card, this piece of paper, and this piece of paper. No cardboard support or plastic stiffening or anything. But guess what? All is well. I got the Bill Verdon Hires root beer card with tab. And there was no damage done to it. And I just love this card. I know I've seen Sammy Thunder show his Hires root beer card, and that got me to wanting a Pee Wee Reese Hires root beer. Then I seen they had Bill Verdon, and he's one of the 3 players that I player collect. And I thought, hey, that's where I'm going with this. How can I be getting a Bill Verdon Hires root beer card? It does say miscut. The only thing I can see, it may be a shade long on the top, maybe. I kind of like how the barrel or whatever goes up that much. And at the bottom, you can see printed in the USA is cut in half. Most of them's cut at the bottom. This one has half of that cut off. But this was less than $40, so I don't care that half of printed in the USA is cut off. I was planning on going to $60 or even higher on this. And like I said, I love Bill Verdon, and like I said, I've wanted one of these higher root beer cards. And I wanted one with tab. So I feel like this card checked an awful lot of boxes for me, as well as the Roy Campanella. I'm a big Dodgers fan, so I'm a fan of Boys of Summer. And the more I learn about these guys, the more I like them. You know, I've learned more about Campy than I have Bill Verdon. But I did check, and my local library does have a book on him that I'm planning on checking out sometime. And I did order a book called Campy that I'm going to read up on. But Campy was an excellent athlete, good teammate. I still remember that, I can't remember whose video I was listening to, and somebody said, you know, Campy came from the Negro Leagues. And I thought, what? I didn't know that he was colored. You know, I got looked at the card, and actually I looked up like this card online, and after, you know, they said that, I maybe could have seen it. But yeah, Roy Campanella, Bill Verdon, like I said, love both of those players to look at their cards. I like to collect them, and that's my favorite looking card. And you know, this may be kind of the coolest card that I've got as of now, just something, not just a traditional card. But I love them both. I hope you all are out there getting the cards you love this month, and hope you all listen in for the next one. Thanks.